Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here. And a fly ball to right. This is hit well. Back is Reynolds. Track. Gone. Sal Frelick goes big fly for the 9th time this year. And the Brewers lead it 1-0.
Kicks into the windup. Skeens 3-2.
Drilled deep, right center field. Watch this baby, way up and out. Goodbye. Oh, what a Bryce bomb that was.
Everybody in Milwaukee can get some burgers from George Webb if you guys pull off this week.
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, I will. I think I'm going to keep that to myself.
Majinski kicks, delivers, and a liner down the right field line. It's going to roll into the corner. Ortiz is home. Frelick around third. He will score. A 2-run single from Wild Bill. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the Crew. 12-5, your final. The Brewers with their second longest winning streak in the regular season in franchise history.
No, it was fun, but seriously, I wanted to win those burgers bad, for sure.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Stomp your feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing.
And then, of course, on Friday, your Milwaukee Brewers won 13 in a row, tying the franchise record set in 1987. It was a pretty good little weekend for the Milwaukee Brewers. And if you missed any of the action, guys, dramatic yet again. This idea that, like, things get a little dicey, face a little adversity, no problem. Same thing on Saturday. Things get a little dicey, face a little adversity. The team showing that idea of no lead is too big, no situation is insurmountable, I suppose, until you got to Sunday when apparently
They lost. How does that happen? And what is this music? Feels like the Brady Bunch.
Wait, you've never heard What's Brewing?
Never heard.
That's
okay,
not true.
Craig
How
Counsell.
old?
That's not true.
How old?
That's not true. We've played
I've
it
never
on
heard
this
it.
show before.
You know that listening is not my strong point.
Yeah, but this is like when Homer tried to tell me he'd never heard AC/DC. Homer, they play Thunderstruck before every Marquette game.
Yes.
You've been the voice of Marquette for 30 years.
I suppose there is a difference between like hearing something and just like it being background noise, which is probably what's going on with the big guy over there, right? It's just a little background noise that.
Because the Bucks have the same thing, don't they?
Green and growing.
Okay.
Yeah, they used to,
So is that equivalent to Go Pack Go? Because that song is hideous.
it's not even a song, it's just a chant.
Feels like a song. It just goes on and on.
Are you saying?
Go Pack Go!
Oh, good. We've established that you know how that goes. They lost yesterday, but I got to tell you guys, am I the only one who thought the whole time they were going to win? Right? Like, Wild Bill, late in the game, I'm going, well, there it is. Yep, that's the Brewers for you. That's what they have done all this year. Now, the Reds, as you were probably going to say, Gabe, had a little bit of that in them as well.
Well, but the only time I thought they were going to lose was when they didn't score in the 10th. Like, oh, okay, now it's over. You don't score in the 10th as the away team. Runner on second base gets ugly quick. And it got ugly quick.
What are they up by?
Great question.
Oh,
What? I need you to be more specific. What are they up by
in the division?
In the
over
division,
Chicago.
Yeah.
All right.
So
well, what is your other question then?
in the best record in baseball?
the best record in baseball.
They have a 6-game lead over the Blue Jays. For the lead in the National League, for the best record in the NL, for the top seed, 7.5 games over the Phillies and Dodgers.
Wow.
Pretty good. Now, they start this 5-game series with the Cubs. What is your confidence level after watching them rattle off all those wins in a row and then end up losing the way that they did, losing in extras yesterday to the Reds? Easily could have won that game. There was an error, moved some guys around. There was an error that maybe was like, And look, there are times where you can second guess some of the moves. I haven't done that in a while, but I was like, Murphy, I don't know about making this change. Did you feel that way at all, Gabe, when Murphy made the pitching change later in the game?
Well, which change? I mean, he had to. they're again, it's tough managing in when you have 2 extra inning games back to back, and now you have a doubleheader. Tough to manage your way through that. Especially when, somebody like Jacob Mizorowski didn't pitch that long because he got rocked on Friday night, and you really had to rely on your bullpen, and now you've got 18 innings that you got to cover today. It's a tough
Yeah,
spot
I'm
to
talking
be
about
in.
when he went from Myers to Anderson yesterday.
Yeah, he had to, I thought. That was the way to go.
Tell me why.
Because Grant Anderson, at that point, just has more experience in those situations, and, you got what you could out of Tobias.
Which was pretty good.
Yeah, and Tobias was in a jam, and Grant, for the most part, just giving up the one inherited run was pretty good. But again, you're in such a tough spot then in the bottom of the 10th with a runner on second base.
So they've only
And
lost
nobody out.
one game in August,
Isn't that unbelievable?
and you said 6.
Yeah.
I said 5.
Did you put his prices right?
I did. Price is right.
She said 6, you said 5. What, today you said 5? When did you say 5?
When we went through the schedule.
In your dreams you said 5?
And then I went into September, and then you guys yelled at me.
I don't think I was here when you said 5.
I don't think anybody was here when
think
you said 5.
everyone was here.
I think he dreamt it.
Josh has the tape.
Good luck with that, Joshy.
Cubbies, huh? Our guy's acting a little wash.
Yeah, he's
If we took a poll right now, it'd probably be our first 100% poll. Would you want Craig Counsell back as the manager of the Brewers?
hell no.
That's
Well,
what he's
I'm
saying.
just-
It'd be 100% no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
I
just
agree.
no, it'd be hell no.
Yeah.
No, you don't go back to the X after you got something really good
But is
going.
that why he's acting like a wah-wah?
But I'm guessing there's a little bit of him that missing the playoffs last year, sitting on top of the division for the first half of this year,
And then
thinking that they're
getting
top
worked.
dogs, and now all of a sudden you blink. Again, just think about the last time these two teams played. The Brewers left that series with a 1-game lead over the Chicago Cubs. 2 weeks later, it's an 8-game lead.
Which, by the way, Craig Counsell was very quick to remind people that was the last time the Brewers have lost, right? Way to work yourself into the narrative there, Craig. He's asking you about the success of the Brewers, and he just has to remind everybody, well, the last time they lost was when they played us. Okay, good. But ever since then, it has been nothing but win, 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 win. So what we're talking about is, in case you missed it, Craig Counsell over the weekend was basically asked about the Brewers' success and this run that they have been on. And according to a column, I believe it is the Chicago Tribune. I believe that's who Sully works for. He said, and I do think it is important to articulate this accurately. He said that he has never even seen a George Webb. Is that correct? Am I
That is correct.
reading it correctly? He's never even seen a George Webb.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And he grew
That's
up
what the
here.
man. So that's what makes it impossible, Chew. I did not grow up here. I grew up an hour north of here. And just coming down enough for Bucks games or Brewer games when I was a kid, guess what you happen to see?
Yeah.
Especially in the 80s and 90s. Like, there's 23 Webb restaurants now. I'm guessing a couple have closed since the heyday of George Webb. It is damn near impossible
Yeah.
to grow up in Whitefish Bay and to have never even seen a George Webb.
Now, I do want to be clear, Chew, because people have taken some liberties with this quote. There is an assertion out there that he's never heard of George Webb. No, he didn't say that. In fact, I know that people did some deep digging that he has talked about George Webb. He has talked about the Brewers' relationship with George Webb. He has talked when the team has been on the precipice of potentially earning free burgers from George Webb. He has talked about it. They pulled up the old Adam McCalvey MLB.com article where he references George Webb. He is trying to assert that he has never seen one, and I think we're all going, yeah, but you grew up here as a kid. What's this?
Tell me lies.
That's how we feel about it?
Yeah.
So why is he doing it?
I think he's panic mode.
He's annoyed.
It's been 2 years. It's no one really cares he's gone anymore. We got the right guy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say we don't care that he's
What did he
gone.
say, though, when
Because
he-
when he comes back, we still boo him. So in order to be booed, like, people have to care.
Oh, this is Gabe's favorite line, or at least one of your favorite lines from Mad Men, right?
Well, that's what the money's for?
Well, and the other one is, I don't think about you at all.
Oh, yeah. But we do think about Craig, because whenever he comes around, we boo him.
But did he say when he left that
reading between the lines, Milwaukee didn't have the resources it takes to
More or
win
less.
a World Series,
More or less.
which we
Well, I gotta
find out more.
I got to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of people who felt that way. I think there's a lot of people who felt that the Brewers were always operating from a deficiency, that it was always going to be tough for them to have equal footing. Now, this team this year has thus far proven that theory wrong.
I just think he's butthurt. Right?
I think that's a
I
part
think
of
he's
it.
you lose your mind a little bit because I'm sure they're chirping in Chicago.
Things have not been going well for the Cubbies.
Yeah.
And whereas, obviously things have, because for the Brewers to win 14 in a row and for the Cubs to just fall 7 more games behind means they've just played 500 baseball in the same amount of time that the Brewers went 14 and 15.
Which again, to be honest, is baseball, right? Like most teams are going to have 500 stretches, and we have created this space where we feel like, well, that's just typically how baseball goes. At least at some point during the season, that's how it's going to go. And frankly, that's how it was for the Brewers at the beginning of the season, right? They have just been on this otherworldly stretch right now where they have been able to put some distance between themselves and the Cubs. So if you had to put your Miss Cleo headdress on, call me now. How do you think this series is going to go? You got 5 starting with a doubleheader today.
3-2.
Brewers win 3 out of 5.
3-2. Yeah.
4-1.
Which gives me.
See, now that's on the record, Chew. You can't go and say, I said 5. I said they'd win them all. Okay.
So that would get me to 3. So I still look pretty good.
With your 5, your alleged 5.
Hey, you and Craig. It's 2 peas in a pod lying over there about things that don't need to be lied about.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part about this thing. Like, why?
Yeah, that's just...
Why would you lie about this? That makes no sense.
Yes.
It makes absolutely no sense to be, I haven't even seen George Webb.
Are you telling me that your dad or your buddy's dad, you guys never rolled into a George Webb when you were kids?
I've
I
never
find
been
that
to one.
highly suspect.
I've never been
I
to
certainly
one.
have been to one. I've been holed up in the back corner of a George Webb at like 3 a.m.
Well, yeah, it's part of that's part of the Milwaukee college experience.
Soaking up some, you know what, with some George Webb fare.
I'm willing to go as far as not only is he lying about never seeing one, I don't believe he's not actually eaten one. I believe he's been to
You
one,
think
sat
so?
down, and ate food at one.
I think that is highly probable, Josh. If he had said, I've never even eaten at George Webb, like, I could see a plausible way of that actually being true while thinking it's a lie. Like, there is literally no way he's never seen one. That's like me saying, even though I've never been to the State Fair, I don't even know where the State Fairgrounds are.
Never even seen
Never
the
even
State
seen
Fair.
it. Yeah, I have no idea. Couldn't even tell you where it is.
Well, that brings me to my next question. Are there other things that are institutions of Milwaukee that y'all have never seen or never been to? He just said State Fair. Why are you
Yes.
pointing at him? Oh,
State Fair.
he just said
But
it.
it'd be like Gabe going to there's no State Fair.
He
in
literally just
Wisconsin.
said that. Literally.
You did not.
What are you looking at over there? The splash page at ESPN.com is that
I'm
distracting?
doing my show prep.
The show started, pal.
13 minutes,
I know,
14 minutes ago.
I know.
But Chew, is there something that you've never experienced? Is there a Milwaukee thing that you've never seen?
That I could fake it?
No, you don't have to fake it. Like just
like Counsell did? Is there something? No. Summerfest.
I've never even seen
State
Summerfest.
Fair, lakes.
art museum.
You got the art museum.
Never even
I've been to
seen
the
the
art
art museum.
I've been. Is that the one that folds?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been to that. That's kind of cool.
Don't even know where Lake Michigan is. Couldn't tell you.
Never even seen it.
No, I pretty much nailed everything. You guys did know when I first came here, though. I saw custard shops, and I thought you guys loved pudding. Because that's what it's called on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Custard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But have you been to Cops?
No.
Okay, well that'd be your thing.
Because you said Cops Burger? No, my loyalty lies was Oscar.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Which is
got
fine.
their spot.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their
Yeah.
spot.
But you have driven past the
I have
cops.
heard of the Kroll's Burger. Like, I'll give you another one. And this is kind of shocking that I've never been there. I've never been to Kroll's.
in Green
Like
Bay.
in Green Bay,
In
which
Green
is
Bay.
right across the stadium.
Yeah.
Which is a staple.
I've never been to 5 o'clock Steakhouse downtown. But I know where it is. I've seen
I've
it.
never been there?
I know. Is that crazy?
Oh,
For as much
so
as I love steak.
I mean, you talk about time machine. Seriously.
That thing,
right?
you open the door and it's like you jumped in a DeLorean,
Oh, so
went back in
luscious.
time.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can, like, the other thing I would say is, like, not knowing what a Cousins is, for instance. Like, but I
Culver's.
think... Right, Culver's.
Culver's, yes.
It's akin to me because George Webb is so enmeshed into Milwaukee's culture. It would be like saying, if he was asked about cheese curds and him saying, I've never seen it on a menu. And you'd be like, well, come on. You've been somewhere that has them. Because, like, the way, and then obviously we found out through the 2018, he talked about it and talked pretty glowingly about the culture and the connection it has to the city of Milwaukee, which I think he's trying to distance himself as far as possible by saying, I haven't seen it, which is like, okay, whatever. But it is that absurd of a claim.
A fish fry.
Right.
What is that?
I've
didn't
never
know
had
they
a fish
did
fry.
that.
Right?
What's a
that's
Miller Lite?
staple.
You put brandy in your old fashions?
Yeah.
What?
People popping off on the YouTube stream this morning. Interesting comment by Jalian, who says Moneybags Mequon has never been to 5 o'clock steakhouse. Lies. Have never been to. I don't know why I would lie about that, Jalian, but good morning to you. But here's one for you. J-Dome says, who cares if he lied? This is a non-story. I disagree, because I think it's what the lie represents, guys. I think it is that the lie represents the Brewers are in his head, man.
Yeah.
It is not just at the point where he is carefree, happy-go-lucky. I know you could argue, well, his team's not doing well, but the Brewers are doing so well concurrently that he feels the need to, as Gabe just said, distance himself from this franchise that he has been so connected to for his entire life.
But do you think he knew what he was doing and he's just trying to get in our grill?
No,
He's
because
not in my grill.
it's hilarious more than anything. Like if this is his version of psychological warfare,
Yeah.
then the Brewers are so far deep in there that this is like the last idea he's got. Oh, I know how I'm going to get back at those guys for winning 14 out of 15.
I've never even heard of your little burger joint.
I think he attempted to do but accomplished the exact opposite. It shows how much he
We're in
doesn't
his
like
head?
what's happening.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's like, hey, man, we know you're lying. Why do you have to lie about this? The Brewers are playing great right now. When he was asked about, is this a great story, he said, what's so great about it?
I actually love this.
I don't know.
Matthew in the 414 weighing in saying, this is like Gabe saying he's never seen a marsh. Right?
Couldn't tell you where it is. Not even sure.
800
Wait, there's a marsh?
990-3776.
No idea.
Gold star for that one this morning here on the Carbless Talking text line. We got to take a break. Lots of stuff for us to get to. Packers obviously played this weekend in that preseason game. Walked away with a number of injuries. How
Packers
much
kind of
Why
played
do
this.
you
Does
hate
that-
the preseason so much?
It's a changing football game.
And we will continue breaking down the series against the Cubs that starts today at Wrigley Field.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 4145 past Appleton Avenue towards Capitol Drive will be a touch slow right now. We've also got a little bit of volume heading north from about Swan Boulevard up towards Burleigh. Elsewhere, still generally light volume across the system and no major delays either. And checking the storm team forecast, watching showers and storms moving north of Milwaukee this morning. More widespread rain is possible late this afternoon into the evening. Highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. Shower and storm chances tonight with a low of 71. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Get ready, Milwaukee. ESPN Wisconsin is coming to Davidson Park. Join us live on Friday, August 22nd for Media Day at Rev and Rumble, presented by the Harley-Davidson Foundation. Jim, Matt, and Molly will be broadcasting from 2 to 5 p.m., followed by the Homer Hour from 5 to 6. Meet some of the amateur boxers before they step into the ring. Grab a photo and check out the park ahead of the big show. Then, don't miss the free Rev and Rumble Boxing Night on Saturday, August 23rd, with top Midwest fighters, food trucks, drinks, family fun, and more, all from 3 to 8 p.m. Details and registration are at RevAndRumble.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call. having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers, believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Joint pain makes it hard to enjoy anything when it comes to life, let alone the small things like getting out of bed or walking down a flight of stairs. Whether it be hoping it'll just disappear or feeling like you've tried every other option, let me tell you, you haven't tried them all if you haven't tried QC Kinetics. This is Brad Nortman, and I have to tell you about my experience when I visited QC Kinetics at the Greenfield location. It was incredible to see with my own two eyes all the tools that they have to get you feeling your best and get rid of that pain for the long term. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, and they have cellular therapies that's going to get that pain away for the long term and get you living your best life again. Your pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of calling QC Kinetics, because there is your free, no-pressure consultation where you can be evaluated, put on a personal plan of pain relief, and be able to tell if you're a good candidate for QC Kinetics. Grab the phone now and call QC Kinetics for that free consultation. Call them today at 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
His eyeball.
Wait.
Where do I get him?
I just assumed when I said wait, did you just it was just a suggestion?
Yeah, pretty much. Typically.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Keep getting us your institutions of Milwaukee that you have either never experienced but are familiar with. Jeremy weighing in and says, how many of you have closed Wolski's? And Josh, you made a great reference, which was to compare it to Craig Counsell saying he's never even seen a George Webb, saying what?
It would be like saying you've never seen the Eyes Closed Wolski sticker. A sticker that appears on, I believe, every continent aside from Antarctica.
Ubiquitous with Milwaukee.
Yes, you see it on every car. Anywhere you go, you see it. It's just around.
I've seen it in Florida.
Yes.
I've never been to Wolski's. I don't know where Wolski's is, but I know the bumper sticker.
Yeah, again, it's tucked away. It's not like in a easily accessible area, right? Like you have to know specifically where it is. So if you've never seen Wolski's, I would believe that. If you've never seen the sticker, you're full of bleep.
Gabe, what to you does this comment represent? Because we talked about, the Brewers are in his head. He's trying to distance himself from the franchise. Is there more to it? Because I got to wonder if he is starting to regret his decision to leave the Brewers.
That's possible. But also, I think it was a panic move to try to get somebody to stop talking to him about the Brewers. Like, why are we even talking about this? I've never even seen the place. I don't know. It's just, he's obviously cranky. He's crabby because his team was in control of this division a month ago. They were in control. And now they're fighting for their lives to try to win this division. They're fighting for their lives to be a wild card team. And, to the point where he's like, well, there's not much we can do. We only play them 13 times a year. And, yeah, he's just trying to distance himself as much as he can from Milwaukee and try to get people who are covering the Cubs every day to stop asking about the Brewers.
If they miss playoffs, is he on the hot seat?
Probably. It would be tough for them to miss the playoffs. They're 5 games ahead of the Reds.
Oh, okay.
So they have the top wild card spot right now.
Okay. Yeah, but we kind of went through the same thing. Not we, because I was born. We had the same thing, though, when Ditka, remember, who is it, Charles Martin, slams McMahon?
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of get it. No?
What are we getting?
Parallel are you trying to make?
Yeah, help me out here. What are we getting?
Can you
Well,
connect the dots
I think
for
he's
me?
being a BB, a baby bleep.
Yep.
But Green Bay kind of had that same under Ditka when Ditka was in his heyday. And no?
Oh, where the Packers were like, yeah.
Don't
the
you remember
Packers-
Charles Martin slamming
the
McMahon?
Packers? Again, I was born in '86, so maybe the Packers were the little brother in that scenario. Probably, I can imagine that happening. I can imagine that being a thing.
The more I think about it, though, I think he did it intentionally. To stir the pot, to break it up, to distract.
From what?
There's no way you could say that, and anyone would, unless you're hammered drunk.
But when you're hammered drunk, don't you tell the truth more? Depends upon how hammered.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to. I mean, this is so ridiculous a statement. I think he did it intentionally, and I kind of like it.
Well, I think he did it intentionally to try to get the questions to stop. Trying to get into somebody's head, like, I don't know how this gets into anybody's head other than, look at this clown.
What was he worried about if he had just complimented the Brewers on their recent stretch? Right? Like what? Like he, above most people, because of his relationship with the town, his relationship with the team, his relationship with Pat Murphy, for goodness sakes. You can say nice things. You can say, yeah, they're on a hell of a run. You know, it's our job to try to close that gap, and we're going to do everything we can to do that. Why can't you just say that?
Say he regretted leaving.
Which is what we're already saying.
Yeah.
Because again, if he was trying, so it's almost that like methinks she does protest too much. Like, that's what it comes down to for me. It's like, you don't have to say the thing that everybody knows is false. You could just say, yeah, they're having a hell of a run. And yeah, it's putting pressure on us. And we need to respond to that pressure. Like, I should do PR. I should really, I should talk to these guys and say, here's what the questions are going to be. And here's how you should answer it that won't start a bleep storm for your organization headed into a 5-game series at your home ballpark. Because I think it could have been answered in a way that shows respect to the Brewers and what they've pulled off.
Yeah.
And again, he's got a relationship with some of these players, right? Like, he's coached, managed a lot of these guys, some of these guys, because I know there's been some turnover. There's a part of me that feels like you could have given them their props, given them their due without inciting the Cubs fan base.
It just...
Yeah, but
the short and Florida here is just so rich, though. Because he leaves, right? Just stabs every Brewers fan in the back, thinking he was going to be the difference maker for the Cubs. Oh, they just don't have a manager like me. We've got all the money, all the resources in the world to make this Cubs team great. And now for a second consecutive season. Last year they missed the playoffs completely. They'll probably make the playoffs this year, but the Brewers are going to beat them out 2 years in a row for the division.
Okay, so hold on. I just thought of something.
Everything is just spiraled out of control.
Do you think he is having, this is going to sound crazy to say, do you think there is a little bit of imposter syndrome kicking in here?
I think it's big city arrogance. I don't know if we have that on the list because Ben Johnson. Hold on. Ben Johnson. Is that his name? Ben Johnson?
The Bears head coach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't he take a shot at LaFleur the first week of work with Chicago?
He did.
They don't like that little brother's beating him up.
City arrogance is already on the list. It was one of the very early ones on the list.
Do you feel like we need to add the big distinction?
I'm guessing the city arrogance was...
I would just put it in parentheses. Put a little big in parentheses in front of city arrogance just so that it gets covered. It can't be its own arrogance, but it certainly can be looped in.
I think Murph should fire a shot across the bow back.
He would never.
Because he's very witty. Why
He would
not?
never.
He's witty.
He would never.
Why?
Because he's already winning. What does he have to do?
Wear T-shirts underneath the uniforms that say something like George Webb's this way, Craig.
It's just a map of Milwaukee with all the George
with the 23 George Webb
with
all
his
around.
house, wherever you live.
Dude,
surrounded by George Webb.
Some fans who are headed down to Wrigley Field should 1,000,000% make that sign. It can't be that hard. Just print it off.
Yeah.
Google George Webb's on your Google Maps. It'll pop up with the little pins, and then just print off that image and hold it up at the game. Like, here they are. Here are the George Webb's locations. 800-990-3776. Oh, yeah, because you'd go.
If they gave me a free T-shirt, I might think about it.
Linda in the Falls weighing in saying, this would be like people saying, I've never seen a real Chili's. Now, there are a lot of real Chili's around. Mostly downtown, though,
I
right?
think there's just the one location left.
I thought there was just one.
Isn't there one on Marquette's campus, or did that get closed?
I think it got closed. I think there's just, I could be wrong, but I think just the one on Cathedral Square is the last
two.
one. Oh, there are two.
Is there?
Is it Marquette?
Marquette and Cathedral
I guess
Square.
that makes sense.
How many were there back in the day, though? That feels like a thing that maybe there weren't that many more. Maybe it was just the two.
Yeah, I feel like in my time in Milwaukee, I have only been aware of two.
But when you talk about things that are directly associated with, we were talking about like intertwined, right, in the tapestry of the city, Real Chili is certainly one of them.
Oh, yeah. Now, I've been there.
Oh, yeah, I used to go to Taylor's all the
Yes.
time. It's
Yes.
right around the corner.
Yeah,
They got good chili.
What, you got like maybe 60 steps, and you're sitting at one of the booths throwing crackers like everybody else. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to this morning. Trey Hendrickson's name in the news again. I know. You guys are sick of hearing about players that you don't think the Packers are actually going to get, but it is interesting that he has said he wants a trade. He's demanding that trade. Do the Packers make a play for it? We'll talk about that as the show goes on.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's commercial payment solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Right now, our slow spot remains 4145. Heading south from Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive, you'll be tapping the brakes. It's 16 minutes right now from Good Hope to the zoo. That's an extra 6 on that drive. Northbound Swan Boulevard up to about Capitol on 4145 is an extra couple of minutes through that construction zone. And we're also starting to see light volume build up on 94 heading east from the zoo towards the Marquette, and on 43 south from about Hampton down past Fond du Lac Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the Storm Team forecast, shower and storm chances throughout the day, particularly late this afternoon into the evening. Highs upper 70s near the lake up to 83 inland. Shower and storm chances continue tonight with a low of 71. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
It's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $200 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and The Pickler is coming to Menominee Falls with 9 indoor courts and unlimited pickleball play. Leagues, clinics, tournaments, all included. The first tier of founder memberships is sold out, but you can still grab a great deal. $99 a month or $1,049 for a year. Only through the grand opening on August 23rd, with free open play, raffle prizes, and welcome gifts for the first 50 people. Go to pickler.com, hit the Menominee Falls page, and we'll see you on the court.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
These days, it feels like there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. But how do you know what actually works for you? Using trusted resources and talking to live therapists can help you break through the noise. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off the first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we do? Where do we go from here?
We've talked about insulation, we've talked about fantasy camp, and now we've talked about Burning Man. We've hit for the cycle in the first 5 minutes of the show.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Maybe we're just trying too hard when really it's closer than it is too far. 'Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep.
The NFL preseason rolls on. Packers taking on the Colts this past weekend. Got the victory, not that it matters. A couple things to take away from that game, though. One, penalties early on, not great. I think there were 11 penalties for 85 yards in the first half. Of course, you expect preseason games to be a little sloppy, but obviously that is something that can really jam you up once the regular season rolls around. Now, the injuries are something that are raising eyebrows because the whole goal of the preseason is to try to stay as healthy as possible while also getting your work in. And we have talked on this program about how coaches are trying to thread that needle. They're trying to find the sweet spot of how much can we work these guys? How much can we get them out there and get actual similar to game reps while also keeping our team as healthy as possible. So, Gabe, the biggest injuries that you saw this weekend from the preseason game
I mean, the biggest one is Marshawn Lloyd. Like, he's the only one that I think was going to be a big, not a big-time contributor, but you see the explosiveness that he had on the catch that he eventually got hurt on, where he can be that great complement, if he's healthy, to Josh Jacobs. You see the explosiveness that clearly the Packers saw when they decided to take him in the third round a year ago. And for him to suffer yet another injury, have yet another setback, it's just tough. You feel for him, and that's the one that impacts the team the most. Because how many of these guys,
Is he a China doll?
I don't know. If you've got a hamstring injury that's going to keep him out for a while, like that's
Hold on. He had hamstring tightness.
But if
not
LaFleur,
a pull.
well, we'll see what LaFleur says today, but when LaFleur steps up and says, yeah, he's probably going to be out for a while, I don't think that's just tightness. I think that's the head coach saying, yeah, it's going to be significant. That's like saying, well, they've got a knee sprain, and it turns out tore their ACL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, but I'm fine with Emmanuel Wilson.
I'm too.
I mean, hasn't he shown enough?
His
average last year was like 5 yards.
Yeah, for me, he has. And maybe you could sit here and go, yeah, but Lloyd is so much better. But again, he's not available.
Yeah.
So that's where I sit there and go, I saw what Emmanuel Wilson can do, limited, obviously, in a preseason game, and take it for what it's worth. But in 7 games for the Packers as a rookie, he posted 85 rushing yards on 14 carries, which averaged 6.1. So I like Wilson as a backup option if you have to go that route. I'm with you, Chew. No concerns at all from this group about Sorrell's injury, because I believe they were interested in rotating him in as a rookie. So I think they were pretty excited about him contributing to this team.
Yeah, he's somebody that could have, he's going to play, 40% of the snaps? Like, it's
in
not
the
something.
Preseason, you're saying.
Oh, he might play 40% of the snaps in a regular season game. Like, rotate in and play that. Like, that's how much.
Sorrell?
That's how much.
4th-round pick.
Van Ness played last
Baron
year.
Sorrell.
It was about 40% of the time. Kind of rotate him in. Yeah, look, do I think that he's somebody that they would like to develop? Yes. We'll have to wait and see if that's anything more severe with his knee injury, because he kind of got rolled up on a special teams play. But, but again, these are injuries. We're talking about injuries to backups. Like, it was a JV game. Because
I know.
The list of anybody who is significant is on the did not play roster.
All right, so what is a guy like Belton, who had 5 penalties in a JV game?
Yep.
What kind of confidence does that give you?
Not a lot if he's got to play.
Yeah.
It was good to see him go out and play well in the second half after he got dressed down by Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
I think there was a starter playing, and I think that's the left tackle, Jordan Morgan, who, to this point,
who played very well.
who has not given up a single hurry, hasn't given up a pressure, no QB knockdowns, no penalties. The guy just playing starters. Now, remind you, the Packers aren't playing their starters, but the other teams are, and he's performed well. I think that left tackle spot is a spot that he's going to end up having
by the end of the year.
I think at very least.
Because the presumption is that Walker's still going to have that spot, at least for the beginning.
I mean, that's the perception, but clearly, the way the Packers have drafted, they're not happy with, or they don't think Rasheed Walker's done enough. They like him, think he's fine, but
I don't think they like him. If they liked him, they wouldn't draft the way they've drafted.
Sure, they like him fine. but clearly, they want him replaced. That's what every year they go out and keep adding guys. And if you get your first-round pick left tackle who's an athletic freak and not a guy you're going to have to pay, you're going to probably pay him, and that's where I've always felt.
If you had to make a guess about when he's the starter, what would you say? Are we talking 4 weeks? Really?
Yeah. I think he's been that good. And I think the praise of him has been so effusive.
I'm not there yet. But I think it's worth putting on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll.
It's tough because Walker's been out with the groin injury,
Right.
so they've been... Again, it's just exclusively Jordan Morgan.
But
it'll be interesting this week
Yeah.
to me if Walker's able to go, if they work Jordan Morgan back in at right guard.
That's what I was going to say.
That'll kind of tell you everything you need to know.
I think Walker's the type of guy that needs reps because Morgan, if he starts the season at left tackle and someone gets hurt, they're moving him and then putting Walker in at left tackle.
Probably. Because
So Walker's a guy
right now,
that needs reps because
whoever's not starting between the three of Morgan, who I think is going to be a starter at some position, Walker, and then Sean Ryan. Like whoever the odd man out there is their sixth offensive line.
but they're not going to move Walker to guard.
Correct.
Let's say
Correct.
Morgan starts the season.
Yeah.
Sean Ryan gets hurt.
Yeah, they're
they're
kick him
moving
down.
Morgan.
Correct.
I just think Walker's the type of guy that needs reps. I don't feel like you can plug him in the fourth game of the year, not having live reps. That worries me.
I mean, you might have to, though.
I know you might, but that's why I would just leave Morgan as the swing guy because guys are going to get hurt.
Well, yeah, but that's why
Walker's fine.
Yeah.
Walker's fine.
Is Morgan an upgrade?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Right now, I think they're the same
then
guy.
Walker should be the starter.
Let's
I
hear
agree.
from
That's what
Adam
I'm saying.
Stenovich, who was talking about Morgan this weekend. Take a listen.
He's done a really good job, and that was the big thing, is just see how he goes out there and plays. He played against a really good DM yesterday and did a good job in Laitu. So, yeah, it was encouraging to see him out there, and, yeah, it was good to see.
All right, let me ask you this. Aiden Hutchinson coming to town first game of the year. Who do you feel better, with Morgan or Walker, who's done it before?
I feel better with Walker for the first game of
Yeah.
the season, and I think that is part of why I think if Morgan does become the starter, it will be later in the year. And by later, week 4, week 5. Again, I think you know what, Chew? You bring up a great point. I think you consider the competition as well. What is the other team running against you?
Yeah.
Who are they putting out there? Who do they have trying to get to your quarterback? I think all of that plays a role in your confidence level.
I don't
for
think
who's
it
out
can.
there.
If you think he's better, you just have to put him out there. Like there are a lot of really good pass rushers in this league. You can't protect him and go, oh, we only want to put him out there because we think he might look good here and make us look right.
But it's only
if he's your
if-
left tackle, then he needs to be your
It's
left
only
tackle.
if the disparity between the two is huge. And Chewy's saying for him right now, it's not. It's close. So if it's close, I lean on the experience. You've been there, done that. You know,
then-
against
then
a
Walker-
division opponent.
Then Walker needs to be your starter for all 17 games if he's healthy. I don't think you just go, oh, okay, now we're ready for Jordan Morgan to start at left tackle. Either he's the left tackle or he's not. Like, that's a position I don't want to be messing around with. And I know Pete Doherty had suggested, I don't think he was suggesting this. I was just saying, hey, this is a possibility of that those guys might rotate at left tackle. I hate that.
I don't like that either.
I hate the rotation thing that Stenovich and LaFleur have done at other positions. Last year it was right guard with Jordan Morgan and
But
Sean
that's
Ryan.
their MO. That's
Like,
their MO because they do the
pick a
same thing
guy-
at receiver. You know? If I'm the tight end, starting tight end, I want to play 70 plays. I don't want to play 40. Because even when I did it with Keith, it was 3-1. So I'd play 3, he'd play 1. So Keith was kind of like a specialty guy that we would fit our plays in then. Man, I don't want to go the hardest thing for me was being the backup tight end. Because you're on the sideline for 12 plays. All right, go in for 1. come back out. You're on the bench for another 8. And then that's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. So I'm with you. Enough of that. And I don't
Pick
think
your
they
left
should do it at
tackle.
receiver. I don't like it there either.
Yeah, well, that's where Matthew Golden comes in.
Pick your best guys, let them play. And I'm not saying don't take a break at all.
Yeah, because receivers aren't going to play 100% of
Yeah.
the snaps. You run the go route. A lot of times they come off the field, come back in on the next play. But
I will say this, just keep all of this in mind as you're collecting data and trying to determine who you think will be the starting guy there. Stedovich did say this competition could go into the regular season. So they are clearly open to the possibility of starting one guy there and then making a switch.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I'm not a fan.
Make your decision now.
Well, Walker hasn't been able to play a
but-
snap.
Yeah,
so
I'm not saying not necessarily, but how much more does he got to do? I mean, the dude's been your starting left tackle for how many years? Like, how
That's
much
what
more
I'm
does he
saying.
need? How much more does he need to put on tape?
And that's the thing that makes me think they're going to Jordan Morgan. Because if he's the left tackle, he's the left tackle, meaning Rasheed Walker. And yes, he's injured and not able to compete. But the fact that they're still saying it's a competition leads me to believe they want it to be Jordan Morgan and they need him to prove he can be there.
Yeah, because they have made it very obvious they don't want to pay Rasheed Walker.
Right.
They want him to walk away. And the sooner you can replace him, the better for the Packers.
Did
So
Zach
Jordan
Tom
Morgan
win
is
the
ready.
right tackle job?
He did.
He did? He won it? Okay.
I'm glad you checked in. We haven't checked in on that one in a while.
And I think you can apply that same logic to the left tackle position.
They've invested
more in the first round pick. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Seattle's got a good D too.
Yeah,
they always have a good
with
D.
McDonald as their head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a big week, and that's why I'm hoping for Rasheed Walker's sake he's able to go. And I think, however they line up during that joint practice later this week, if Morgan's going to be playing more right guard, then obviously the competition's not over.
Yeah.
And I think, again, you have to always consider Morgan's draft spot.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of, obviously. You may say it's unfair, but that will certainly come into play when they finally make their decision at that position. This August, you have a ticket to a cash carnival at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card, earn entries to win your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Prize drawings are every Thursday through August 28th. Your fortune awaits at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. You can find more information available at Potawatomi.com about Cash Carnival. Must be 21 years old and a rewards member to play.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Please don't misunderstand me. They played like garbage. They deserve to be criticized. The coach has every right to be pissed.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It just felt like it was a little lack of perspective-y. Matt LaFleur challenged him to be a better leader, and sometimes that's maybe going against your coach a little bit publicly and having your guys back.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers hit the road to Indianapolis on Saturday to take on the Colts in their second preseason game of the year. 2025 second-round draft pick Anthony Belton struggled in the first half on the offensive line as he had 5 penalties. Here's what head coach Matt LaFleur had to say of Belton's struggles.
Put you in a really tough position to try to convert a first down, so that is completely unacceptable in my mind.
The Green and Gold would go on to win 23-19 over the Colts. They will have today off before preparing for their third preseason game against the Seattle Seahawks.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Little by little, some banks are pecking away at your balance with fees on their checking. You need an account with no monthly fee. Make the switch to Tri-City. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
I'm Pat Dunphy of Cannon and Dunphy. You know, every team's goals at the start of the Major League Baseball season are to get to the World Series. But only the best teams achieve those goals. They do it with a combination of talent, experience, and a dedication to winning. Like a Major League Baseball team, Cannon and Dunphy's law firm has its goals. That's to win for its clients. And we've been doing it for 40 years with a combination of talent, experience, and a dedication to winning. So if you're hurt in an accident and you need help, call Cannon and Dunphy.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Have you never had a good pie?
I've had fine pies. You get no pie.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, seems that way anyway. But if we get him on those dating sites, it feels like maybe he could.
Yeah. On 94.5 ESPN.
What is the Big Ten doing, gang? I mean, I understand, pushing your league, pushing your conference, thinking you got a deep league. But this new report that the Big Ten is pushing I saw 26, 24. What is the number that they finally settled on?
24 to 28.
24 to 28. What in the world? My immediate and initial reaction is there are not 24 to 28 playoff teams in college football. I'm sorry, there just aren't. The disparity between the top of college football and the 28th team is enormous, and it's only getting bigger with the way that they can spend money. I know, they're trying to level the playing field with the settlement and everybody getting this money, but somebody put out a mock bracket from last year saying this is what it would have looked like if they existed in a 24 to 28 team playoff, and those would have absolutely been bloodbaths. Those early games between the top seeds and the ones who were just kind of getting in would have been absolute, and that's not good for the sport, Gabe.
Are there 68 teams that can compete for a national championship in basketball?
I always have felt in basketball it's different because the games are so tight. Basketball is just a different animal.
The 16 seed's not winning a national championship. The 15 seed's not winning a national championship.
But they can win a couple of games.
Sure, but, they're very rarely. But, I've seen an unranked team beat the number one team in the country.
But the games have still been competitive. Not always. There have certainly been bloodbaths in those as well. But every once in a while, you get a game where you're like, yes, this is why we have all of these teams competing for a national title. Because the ball bounces a certain way, or you got a play that's run at the end, and all of a sudden you've got a Cinderella story. I don't see Cinderella stories happening in college football.
How many teams are getting in this year? Is it 12?
Still 12.
12? 12's perfect. Because 12 has a shot.
Realistically,
28.
No, 12 doesn't even have a shot. Realistically, 8.
Yeah.
And honestly, 4 was probably the best.
So how many regular season games would they be talking?
I didn't even follow it out until how will the regular season
conference championship games if they were to go to this model. So you would still have your 12 regular season games and then whatever after that.
You think it's because the kids are getting paid now that they feel like, hey, we can have an 18 or a 20 game schedule because they're getting paid?
No, it's trying to engage more fan bases. It's trying to say your season isn't over when you lose to X team in week 4. If you're one of the top 20 whatever teams, you still have a chance, so you stay engaged. You stay locked in.
Well, because, I mean, again, part of the problem is by going to 12, they've diminished the regular season. The game.
Yeah, I agree.
The game, Ohio State, Michigan, doesn't mean what it once did. We saw that right away when they went to 12. Because in the past, if you lost that game, you had no chance at a national championship. This year, Ohio State lost that game, still won the Natty. So now they've got a problem on their hands. And now trying to either engage more fan bases, but realistically, what I think it is, Chew, I think you're partially right. I think it is because they have a pool that they can now pay players from with the settlements and everything that happened.
Yeah.
I think they're looking for ways to generate more revenue.
money. Yeah.
And the easiest way to generate more money is to expand your playoff, sell those games to the networks, and that's how you get more money for the Big Ten, which is why the Big Ten wants guaranteed 7, so then they have that guaranteed revenue to split amongst their 18 teams to try to pay for players and have the elite players go to the Big Ten. It always just comes down to money. That's the only reason they would want to expand, because, Jen, you're right. The 28th team's not going to win a national championship. So
Hell,
it
the
comes
14th team's
Do you want me to rattle off?
It 100% comes down to money.
Right. It's not merit based. That's pretty simple.
Can I rattle off the top 7 teams last year in the Big Ten? You guys know?
Yeah.
Who do you think you can name them? The top 7 teams last year in Big Ten football.
Ohio's-
Let me give you a hint. Wisconsin, not one of them.
Ohio State, Indiana. Ohio State, Indiana. Oregon.
Penn State.
Washington.
Not one of them.
Yeah, they sucked last year, didn't they?
Iowa.
Iowa is one of them, which is
Iowa
actually
would've been
shocking.
one of them. Was Minnesota one of them?
Just outside.
Thought they might be that.
5-4 though, but there was a 5-4 in conference team that did sneak in.
Nebraska, Illinois,
Michigan, Illinois was in there as well. Yes,
Illinois, yeah, Illinois.
So Oregon, Indiana, Penn State, Ohio State, Illinois, Iowa, and Michigan.
Oh, good for the Wolverines getting in last year.
And that's
Congrats.
based on conference record, not overall record, because Penn State did go 13-3, Ohio State went 14-2, Illinois went 10-3. Double-digit wins for Bielema and company down there last season.
Their preseason ranked 12
I saw
this
that.
year.
Yeah. Beware of the Brett Bielema.
Yeah.
And of course, Oregon had just the one loss in the season last year.
28's ridiculous. What are they thinking? Is it because they want to get like the underdog in there?
No, they want more money.
Yeah, you don't have to look. This isn't based on merit. It's based on how do we generate more money. I think you could say the same thing for major sports and professional sports leagues. Do we think the 14th team in the NFL playoff necessarily deserves to be there? They generally don't win, and if they do, it's a big deal. It's just simply a way to, and I think you could do this, and you would have to probably give multiple buys to like the top 4 teams. That way, you're not having a 1 versus 28 absolute blowout. Like, you probably need multi-level buys for it to make any sense.
Do we need a cap? Or is this going to turn into baseball?
I mean, there is a cap of what you can spend on your players internally, but there's no cap on NIL.
That's what I'm saying.
But you can't cap that.
I mean, who was the next? Not that.
That's
Who
outside
was the
revenue.
next closest? Who was the next closest to Ohio State? Who
Ohio
we
State-
knew spent $20 million
Ohio
on their
State,
players.
I don't even know. I think Ohio State spent the most money last year.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knew about that because the article that was written before the season. I think Texas spent that much. Trying to think. I mean, Alabama's probably in that ballpark. Georgia's in that ballpark of the $20 million club.
Beyond the rivalries, guys, it just takes away any significance for regular season games. Part of what is so great about college football is the rabid passion week in and week out about wanting to win those games.
Yeah.
And if you start going, yeah, but 28 teams get in, well, you know what we're not going to do? I'm not going to go to that game. I'm going to just sit here at the frat house and drink my way through and watch it on television, hear the guys call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it lessens the significance and importance of those games, which, again, is the fabric of college football. That it is so passionate and strong, and, like, you lose that. I just don't think that people get as invested in the games week in and week out. And that affects just the whole dynamic of college football, in my opinion. We'll take a break. Still a lot of stuff to get you in the second hour here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
You've got a crash on 794 heading west, though technically you'll pass it going to the north towards downtown. Left lane is blocked due to a crash. This is just before the Hone Bridge. So as you round 794 past Car Ferry Road, then go towards downtown Milwaukee, you'll notice this crash in that left lane. Once you get past it, everything is smooth sailing. 94 heading east from the zoo into downtown is an extra 7 minutes on your normal ride. It's slow from anywhere between the zoo and 35th Street. Westbound from 27th through to Mitchell Boulevard will be slow on 94, and 4145 will be a slow go anywhere between Good Hope and North Avenue. And checking the Storm Team forecast, showers and storms possible at times throughout the day today, especially later this afternoon. Highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. Rain chances continue tonight with a low of 71. Weather is brought to you by the Harley-Davidson Foundation's Rev and Rumble Boxing Night, free at Davidson Park Saturday, August 23rd from 3 to 8 p.m. Fights, food trucks, and family fun. More details at revandrumble.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Flair, shallow center, base hit. Marte's being set. Here's the throw from Perkins. It is going to be in time! Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. And a fly ball to right. This is hit well. Back is Reynolds. Track gone! Sal Frelick goes big fly for the 9th time this year. And the Brewers lead it 1-0.
Kicks into the windup. Skeens 3-2. Drilled deep. Right center field. Watch this baby. Way up and out. Goodbye. Oh, what a Bryce bomb that was. Everybody in Milwaukee can get some burgers from George Webb if you guys pull off this week.
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, I will. I think I'm going to keep that to myself.
Majinski kicks, delivers, and a liner down the right field line. It's going to roll into the corner. Ortiz is home. Frelick around third. He will score. A 2-run single from Wild Bill. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the Crew. 12-5 your final. The Brewers with their second longest winning streak in the regular season in franchise history.
No, it was fun, but seriously, I wanted to win those burgers bad, for sure.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Stomp your feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands.
All right, the Brewers streak ended this weekend. They lost to the Reds yesterday, 3-2 in 10, but they certainly made it exciting because they were up against it in regular, right, in regulation, if you will, and then they tied it up, which again, I was like, oh, same old Brewers, typical Brewers behavior. Typical Brewers stuff. You know what I'm trying to say. 3-2 was the final there, so they lose headed into this 5-game series against the Cubs. I'm sure there's a part of some fans out there that were like, it would have been so nice to ride into Wrigley Field with that momentum, continuing the win streak. But I actually think it takes the pressure off. Not that there was once you got the burgers, not that there was some we want to keep the win streak going mentality. It's you're trying to win every game, and sometimes you just don't. But I also think that now you start over. There's sort of a reset. And you have kind of preached this mentality of, do they need to lose a bunch of games in a row to kind of get their heads on straight for the long home stretch or the stretch down the home stretch? I feel like this was actually a good thing. And maybe I'm just talking myself into it, but is there any value, you think, to losing that game? And you losing it in the fashion they did, right? They didn't get blown out. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like they underperformed. Gabe mentioned in the first segment of the show the pitching situation that they found themselves in. Could you chalk this up to, no, actually, it's fine that they lost that game yesterday headed into this 5-game stretch?
Yeah, we asked Jeff Levering.
Yes.
And I asked him if we needed a reset here, and he pretty much said no.
No, but I think you also
pretty much said no.
But you also qualified it as a 4-game
yeah,
reset or a 5-game reset, which no one wants to lose 4 or 5 games in a row.
But I didn't realize the ability to flush. Flushing in baseball seems to be a lot easier than flushing in football.
Because you have so many games.
Yes.
Happens literally every day.
Which I still can't understand. Because when we lost, I would carry that thing.
You only had 16 games. That's the difference. They are so much more significant, those losses.
Yeah, but it just, if you talk because not everyone in the locker room, some guys don't even care if you lose. But for the most part, guys would play you wanted to play as quickly as possible. Just to get that taste out of your mouth.
And in baseball, you get to.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's less than 24 hours. Lose a night game, you play a day game. It's part of, dealing with failure is just a part of baseball.
Yeah.
Because again, if you're really good, you succeed 3 out of 10 times at the plate. You're making an out.
But what if you strike out 5 times in a game?
Yeah, you're putting in work the next day.
You go home and you just.
Well, yeah, but you'll probably wake up early the next day, get some tee work in, get some work in the cage. You're going to be putting in extra work.
Now you start stringing a bunch of those together. I think that's when maybe the panic goes up a little bit.
No, I don't think they need a reset.
Didn't Andrew Vaughn go 0 for 4 on Saturday or something like that? These guys have days like this.
Yeah. Yelich went
Bryce Strang had that hitting streak going and then went hitless on, I don't even know, Thursday they were off. So was it Wednesday or Friday? One of those days.
So did they need a reset? No, I don't think so. But I did see an article on the text chain that someone said, are they peaking too soon? Are they?
Look, do I expect them? No. Baseball is just such a different game when you reach the playoffs. Football, the pressure goes up, and you've talked to Chewy about how things seem to move faster.
Yeah.
The progression of preseason to regular season to postseason. And baseball is just so different when it's 1 of 162 versus if the Brewers get a bye, their first series is 1 of 5. You got to win 3 out of 5. It's just, you're managing differently. The game's played a little bit differently. It's a completely different animal than the regular season.
It's just like in football, you're humming. Say offensively, right?
Yeah.
You're humming. You don't go from 8 games in where you're the number 1 offense and all of a sudden slip to 28. That doesn't happen in football.
So here's
you might slip a little bit down to 5 or something, but you still feel the hum. Baseball, I'm just so afraid because, man, you fall off a cliff sometimes.
I think here's what I think. If I'm trying, Chewy, to get you to go into the baseball mindset versus the football mindset, it would be like series. Winning a series, and I'm not talking about baseball series, 3 games against the Reds, you win 2 out of 3. I'm talking about in the game, sometimes you win the series, sometimes you lose the series, but you flush it. Right?
Yeah.
If you lose the series, you don't go, oh, God, and down spiral. You flush that series and you move on to the play. Next play mentality. How long have we heard that in sports? Next play. That's probably what baseball players do on a daily basis, what you and your teammates are doing on a play-by-play basis. Does that make sense?
Because you guys would go 3 and out. You weren't panicked. Who cares?
Yeah, not very often. But we've seen it happen a lot of time with hitters. It's just
brag, bro.
Who, me or you?
Not very often. So, I mean, we moved the
You guys would go
chains.
3 and out. Yeah, not very often we would go 3 and out.
But hitters, they fall off the map. How does that happen? How does it happen? It'd be like me, having 7 catches one game and then 5 drops the next game and then 3 drops the next game. Like, what the hell happened to my hands?
Well, isn't it mental? Isn't it between the ears?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, again, it's just football's a lot more physical game. There's a lot of skill involved, and mechanics can get off in your swing, or somebody finds a hole in your swing, and now you get attacked in that spot. Now you got to make that adjustment. You know what I'm saying? There's just that, and you're just like, it's seriously, it's a matter of, oh, my hands were here. Oh, they're up. No, they actually need to be a little higher above. My hands are just dropping.
See,
a little
I
bit.
never
Now
saw
can't get
baseball
there.
as this technical. I thought you have a bat. It might be a fastball.
What?
I had no idea it was that technical.
It can be.
Do you know the concept of tipping pitches? And do you realize how subtle some of those tips can be?
Yes. It's kind of like running a route, right? You
And
want
you
your tree to look the exact same every time you run it.
Right.
I
And
get it.
Some pitchers get caught tipping their pitches by having their glove turned a little bit more.
Yeah, it's why you always know when
I
somebody
guess-
has been a
Yeah.
victim of tipping their pitches because they're up there shaking in order to make sure they're not.
I guess I didn't realize hitting a ball was that hard. Because let me tell you what, everyone.
How long have we been working together?
Everyone. Oh, LeBron, be a great tight end. Run down the middle of the field and let me take your head off, and then see how good of a tight end you're going to be in this league. That's one thing.
But it's a different kind of hard, right? Like yours is hard because obviously there's a skill set involved and there's the physicality, right? There's the
Correct.
chance to get hurt on every play. Baseball is hard because you're hitting that moving object, which is coming in at different angles and at different speeds, and it's a different kind of hard. The hand-eye coordination is supreme.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Wait,
it's
you
just
think-
like catching a football down the middle of the field looks easy until you get hit and go cross-eyed.
I think only
There's nothing scarier than running down the middle of the field going,
look,
oh, sugar, I'm going to get killed here.
No one is saying that's not difficult.
Yes.
No one is saying that. Hitting a baseball is also different. It's just different. That's all it is. It's
All
just
right.
different.
Okay.
Nobody's
This is the
taking a
most-
shot
I
at
get it.
football. Nobody's taking a shot there. But hitting a baseball,
Yeah.
when it's coming at 100 miles an hour,
It's hard.
And then the next one coming out of the same arm
Yeah.
slot that ends up going 89
See, now,
with
I
movement.
think the fear for
that's
me
hard.
would be I could get hit by this ball. That's why if I played baseball and got hit, I'm charging the pitcher
Yeah, but
every
just
single
wear a guard. You can put equipment
This is the
on.
most football brain conversation I've ever seen in my life.
Mr. Fantasy weighing in on the YouTube stream says Deion Sanders says hitting a baseball was the toughest thing in sports, and he played both at a high
I
level.
believe it.
No, you don't.
Not really.
I don't know if Dion really knew about the physical part of the game.
Thank you.
In fairness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of goes with
Dion
the-
made a lot of business decisions.
There's a couple of things I want to get to here, but now I want to save it for the next segment because we sort of did a. What did I always say, Billy from the Family Circus?
But hold on. Let's tie this all back together.
Oh, I would love for you to do that. Yeah.
Let's tie it all back.
Yeah.
Because everyone's fear is exactly that. Everyone's fear with this team is exactly that.
Yeah, look.
Get to the playoffs. Holy shoot. No one's hitting the ball.
But that to me, honestly, as I watch this Brewers team, just to bring it back to the Brewers, any given day, any guy can deliver. On any given day, any guy can produce. That is what has been so refreshing. That has been the luxury of this Brewers lineup. And again, I mentioned this before. When we went into the season, we thought, well, the pitching could be a real strength for this team. Oh, the bullpen is looking deep, man. I had no idea that the lineup was going to be something that they could hang their hat on. And you look at some of these lopsided outcomes that they have had recently, and it has been very impressive. And again, there is something about them where backs against the wall, no matter what the situation is, 2 on, 2 outs, and they make a play and they get out of a jam. Or they put the ball in play and they move a guy around and all of a sudden they're back in this thing.
Yeah, but we're still scarred. We're still scarred. When the Mets came into town for a 3-game series last time, we're like, ooh, we got our reliever in there, and they'll boink.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you afraid of? That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, look, and that could happen. I don't care. I am on this thing, and I am riding until the wheels fall off. Maybe it falls off in the divisional round.
Okay.
It's possible. Just like the Packers when they were 15-1.
Absolutely.
Wheels fell off in the divisional round against the Giants.
But that's your fear.
That's part of sports. Yeah, that's always going to be the fear.
Yeah.
But that's the fear every year with any team that makes the playoffs. Because the playoffs are just, it's a flip of a coin a lot of times.
And I got to be honest, guys, what I can't stand is the fans out there who keep jamming us up in the comments saying, what does it matter if they win 14 in a row? What does it matter if they win the series against the Reds? What does it matter if they win the series against the Cubs? They're going to crap out in the playoffs. You don't know that. Yeah. This team has been different. This team has not been the same Brewers team of years past, and those were really good teams. There's no guarantee. I don't know why you would sit here and attach yourself to the pessimistic view when the optimistic view is right there staring in the face, and they have shown you proof of concept over and over and over again.
To Jen's point about the depth of this lineup, because of the way they grind out at-bats, right? Like, they're going to make you work.
Yeah.
Like, Anthony Siegler steps up yesterday, gets a leadoff walk to set up the 2-run home run that Contreras hit behind him.
Yes.
Like, there were a couple of years ago in the playoffs where they had the bases loaded, and you're going, all right, here we go. And then Mark Canha came to the plate. It's like, oh, bleep. Mark Canha's coming to the plate.
Yeah.
It just seems like when they have those situations and they're putting pressure on, like, the way they grind out at-bats, it doesn't matter who's going to be up there. They're putting pressure on the pitcher.
I mean, Monasterio this weekend is a perfect example of that, right? Like, he's been good.
This is the crazy part about this winning streak is the only reason Andrew Monasterio was there to hit the game-winning home run on Saturday is because of a death and a birth. It's the only reason he was on the lineup, because they put somebody on the bereavement list and they put somebody on the paternity list, and they had to fill those roster spots, and Monasterio came up. And he's there because of a death and a birth, and he comes through in the clutch. It's outrageous.
You still fly for free?
Excuse me?
With a bereavement?
I don't think so.
Why?
I don't think they let you fly for free. I think you have to buy the ticket.
Really?
I don't know this for a fact,
That
but
was
like
a thing that existed?
You didn't know that? Yeah.
No. I thought it was a thing on Seinfeld, and
no.
I just thought it was like a joke they were making.
I've used it.
Tyler weighing in saying, I love that they dropped one. Fresh start lets them know they can lose a game at any time. Time to step up and approach it one game at a time all over again. We're talking about your Milwaukee Brewers. The streak ended, but they start that series against the Cubs today at Wrigley Field, and we have been talking about it. If you want to get in on the conversation, 800-990-3776. Finding the right home is a journey. Sometimes it's quick. Sometimes you got to be patient. We have had to be patient on our home search. But we have used the We Sell group at Keller Williams, and they understand that. They have been helpful with us. They have been patient with us on the entire process, because they're not just about closing deals. They're about building relationships and helping you find the right fit for your family. Whether you're ready to move right now, or you're just starting to look, or maybe you're thinking about selling your home, the We Sell group is on the journey with you every step of the way. Guys, I can't tell you enough about how helpful Robert and Nick have been for us on this journey. I send them links. I send them houses. I say, what do you think about this? Can we take a look at this, all this? And every step of the way, they are like, whatever you need, Jen, we got your back. So if you're looking for a company like that, the We Sell group is your group. Start your journey today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've still got this crash on 794 heading towards downtown Milwaukee. Just before the Hone Bridge on the left lane, you'll be blocked as you head north. Traffic moving into the center and right lanes, and some backups now stretching south from the crash site. Once you get past it, you are free and clear heading into downtown. 94 east from 76th Street through the stadium, a couple extra minutes on your ride towards downtown. And 4145 north and south between Appleton Avenue and about Highway 100 is going to be about an extra 4 minutes. Traffic is brought to you by Comfort Awnings. Extend your outdoor space with a retractable awning or screen like our own WTMJ's Debbie Loziga did with her friends at Comfort Awnings. Custom designed to fit your home. Get your free estimate at comfortawnings.com. And checking the Storm Team forecast, we're watching for possible multiple rounds of rain today, especially later this afternoon towards the evening. Highs around 80 degrees, low tonight of 71 with more rain chances. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
this football season.
I don't think any Packer fan should be sitting here and saying the sky is falling. Well, woe is me.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And I know Jordan Love and that offensive staff is not going to say, well, the thumb set us back all season. Nobody's going to care. You better get it right. And I think that's why they had the surgery now to alleviate that. So this isn't something that lingers into, middle to end of September.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond, from garages to new home offices. Our experienced designers work within your budget to design a solution fit perfectly to your needs. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get started. Let's get organized together.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stellar Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is it against the law to be a moron or no?
The law.
Not yet.
I texted this to Jen earlier. The law does protect some people from things that are called an attractive nuisance.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Check out the hot deals on frozen pizza this week at Sendik's. All of your Palermo's family of brands favorites, just $4.99. That's right, all of them, just $4.99. Whether we're talking about Connie's, Urban Pie, the new Cheez-It Pizza, and the all-new Stranger Things Pizza with collectible sticker in every box. They're just $4.99 today, tomorrow at Sendik's. You're probably going to need a bigger freezer because you're going to want to stock up on all your favorites, all your Palermo's favorites this week at Sendik's, just $4.99.
Look, I recognize that the old iPhone weather app is not the most reliable thing in the world, but it doesn't look like there's supposed to be a ton of rain in Chicago. For those asking about the possibility of the 2 games today being rained out, right now, and I look at the city of Chicago, precipitation starts at 6 p.m. and then increases to 60% as the evening goes on. So for whatever it's worth, for people who are asking about the rain, I think this is a really, really interesting inquiry posed to us by our producer, Joshy. The Brewers obviously are on a otherworldly run right now, even with the loss yesterday. If you know the way they lost, they were right there in it, a couple of mistakes here and there, and they could have won that game. So with their record being 78-45 right now, and winning at a clip of 63%. It is not out of the realm of possibility. In fact, it is very likely that the Brewers get to 100 wins this season. If they get to 100 wins, and then win the World Series, will this be the greatest team in Wisconsin sports history? Now, immediately, Chew, you got to go to the title teams, right? So you got to go to you guys. You got to go to the 2011 Packers team, or 10, depending on how you decide to shake that out. You got to go to the Bucks, who won the title just a few years ago.
Who else?
I mean, probably the 60s.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, 60s Packers. Because they had all those Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
You know, the ones
But the challenge there, and we've talked about this every time, is comparing eras is so hard.
Well, yeah,
less
but
teams, less competition. Like, there's a lot of variables that go into.
How is it any different if we're comparing sports? We're going across sports. If we're just talking about sheer dominance, like, it doesn't matter what area you're in. Yeah, I think it's tougher to compare, like, the 60s. But if we're just talking about one of the most dominant teams ever.
Yeah, you'd have to go probably one of those 60s teams.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the equivalent of 100 games in baseball to football? 13-3?
Did you just pull that number out of
Just random.
Yeah.
Randomly.
I was thinking about it, and that's the one that that was the one that you came up with.
Because our year, we walked through the playoffs.
Yeah, you guys
for the
did.
most part. We walked through.
So that's what I'm saying. It's basically trying to say, can I extrapolate out the dominance feature? How dominant were you? Is it like on a scale of 1 to 10? How dominant were you to win 100 games? And heck, we could even push this 105. 109.
Right now, they would have to go 22-17 in order to win 100 games.
So just above 500 baseball for the rest of the way.
I would. Well, we're getting in jinxing territory, projecting forward. No? Do we have to be careful?
I don't think so.
I don't really believe in
would they have to
jinxes,
walk
so
through? Would they have to walk through the playoffs?
hard for me to.
I think that would be a part of it because you guys walked through. You
We
guys
walked
won.
through.
You won
Yes.
every game by 14+ points.
Yes.
Like, that was dominant.
Yes.
Like, if we're talking about
we had
dominance,
one hiccup in the season where we lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
To 2 pretty good. I mean, Dallas.
But you guys went 13-3 and then waltzed through the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's an incredibly high bar.
And then we
to pass.
finished 1-2. Defense was 1. Offense was 2.
So that's what I'm saying. As you're trying to figure out dominance, do you need to then rely on some of those stats? Where did you rank amongst the other teams that you beat up on the way? And if you were ranked 1 and 2, that's pretty imposing. That to me is top to top.
But the thing with the Brewers will be, okay, say they win 105. What was the team behind? What was the next team?
So you're saying it also will be dependent on what the gap is between them and the next.
Because the problem with the Bucks is that regular season is so discounted.
Yeah, I mean, they were the 3 seed.
Yeah.
The year they won the
So I
finals.
think that kind of kicks you out.
Yeah, in terms of being like the most dominant team of all time, yeah.
Like, I would say most dominant has to be a team from the 60s.
Okay, but let me add one more thing, Chew.
Yeah.
Talk about the way that this team was constructed. Talk about the expectations for this team going into the season.
Yeah.
Talk about, again, your concept of the haves versus the have-nots. Do any of those
But
details
let me
weigh
ask you this,
in
though.
when you consider if they win the whole thing,
Yes.
whether or not they were more dominant than any of these other
Well, then
contenders?
do you discount the 60s Packers because there was probably 9 Hall of Famers on that team?
But
See
if
what
we're
I'm
just
saying?
but I don't discount it. To me, dominance is how dominant were you. It has nothing to do with expectations for me.
Okay.
It's were you dominant? If that's what we're talking about and that's what we're trying to get to, just because you were projected to win 82.5 games, which Josh could cash in on this week, just because you were projected to do that, if you ended up being dominant, like none of that matters, right?
I think you have to consider what the team was expected to do by the quote-unquote experts headed in. I think you have to look at that no one saw this coming for this team. And again, we joked around about how earlier in the year you could have asked them, hey, can you pick these guys out of a group? And you'd been like, nope,
you know what?
that's going to be tough for me.
Yeah, because if they do what we hope they do, I would probably put them ahead of our team, the 96 Packers. Because we were the favorite to win the Super Bowl that year.
Superstars.
Nah, we didn't have a lot.
You had some.
You had 3 Hall of Famers.
Reggie White.
You had 3 Hall of Famers. What are you talking about? Only 3 Hall of Famers.
Hall of Fame.
I'm in the Hall of Fame.
And quite
JV team.
It's fine.
I'm in the JV Hall of Fame.
You're in the Packers Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
the JV Hall of Fame?
To the mothership.
I suppose.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, if they do what we hope they do, I would put them ahead of our team.
I love that our guy won't even say it because he's so nervous about jinxing them. He's like, I'm not putting it on the radio. I'm not saying those words out loud. If they do, well, we hope they do.
I've never seen a George Webb.
Speaking of, folks are weighing in. Teddy from Watertown says somebody has to take a sign to the game saying, I've never even seen Wrigley Field while standing in Wrigley Field. That is pretty good. Ron in the Key says dominance now is more impressive than dominance in the past across sports. Is that because guys are bigger, faster, stronger? Is that because there are more teams? Ron, I'd be curious what your explanation is for that, why you think that is.
I think as sports grow more global, the talent pool both grows, and then the gauntlet to get to the end could be viewed as more challenging. I mean, some would say, like, how the World Series used to be figured out would be a more difficult way to get there just because fewer teams had the opportunity.
How many teams? Okay, if they did it like the other sports, well, basketball did, like football, best sport out there. How many of them would be in the All-Star game if it was at the end of the season? Because they were running away with this thing.
How many Brewers players would be in the All-Star game if the All-Star game were at the end of the season instead of in the middle of the season?
Because what did they have? 1, 2?
They ended up having, well, they had...
Mizorowski was there.
Yeah, but
McGill was there.
That was a coach's choice.
He was, yeah.
Freddie
I mean,
was
they
there.
had one, when the initial rosters came out, they had one.
One.
They had Freddie.
One.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound ridiculous?
I don't know.
Now, given how successful they've been, it is funny. Yeah, but you also know what, Chew, and I always say this, like, how do we know that them being slighted at each of those positions didn't motivate them to be like, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Oh, you think that I'm not good enough for that?
Yeah.
Well, watch this. And then they go on to perform that way. I always feel like it doesn't exist in a vacuum. So let's talk about it on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. It's sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout for 10% off your first month of therapy. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. Guys, let's go out to the phone lines. Eric in Brookfield is on with us. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning. My vote would go for the Brewers. I mean, that, to your guys' point recently here, that there's really no Hall of Famers or All Pros. I mean, maybe you can make a argument for Yelich on this team. It's the whole's greater than the parts.
Yeah, I could see that. But then you got to distract from, like I said,
I
if
guess,
you're doing
to
it
me,
one way, you got to do it the other.
Yeah, to me, if you're dominant, you're dominant. It doesn't matter how many Hall of Famers you have. It's just, okay, how do you stack up against the rest of the league? And this Brewers team right now is very dominant.
Yeah.
Because achieving that dominance is how you get Hall of Famers.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like, again, to take nothing away from what Chewy and his teammates did, there is this idea of these kids, these guys, nobody expected this from them. They're a bunch of merry misfits, if you will. I think one of them even said that. That's not just me putting that moniker on them, right? There is this idea of the collection of these talents has been bigger than each of the individual talents.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Tommy Boy weighing in the 414, he says, the Brewers are a bunch of rookie no-namers. That's why it's impressive. Meanwhile, Justin says, any of the past eras are their own thing. They shouldn't be applied in these best ever convos. There were 15 other teams in the 60s, for example, when the Packers won the Super Bowls. Once leagues hit their current expansion levels is a good time to start measuring this.
Okay, then it can't be best ever.
Right.
Well, then you just say modern era.
Yeah, because turns out best ever has a meaning. Ever kind of implies, all of it.
I think I shared it. I don't know if it was in the group chat. Like, the thing that has me even thinking this is the Brewers over the past, 2 months have more than, double the amount of run differential of the next closest team.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not a thing that you see often, and it's rarefied air for the Milwaukee Brewers. And frankly, I think it's rarefied air when you look and you try and apply the same logic to other sports. Like, they're so far and away better than everyone else. It's hard to compare.
And I also think, again, and I love looking at the last 10. For a while, it was 10-0, 10-0. 10-0.
Yes.
Now they're 9-1. But you look at the rest of the league, and let's even just for funsies talk about the teams that are in the playoffs. 5-5 over their last 10. 6-4 over their last 10. 5-5 over their last 10. 6-4. 7-3 for the Detroit Tigers. That's more usual, palatable. That's how it sort of always goes. And so the fact that the Cubs have gone 5-5 over their last 10, that's what we've come to expect from baseball. That's why what the Brewers are doing, I think it rewrites everything. We have talked about this, rewiring. And it's why going into the postseason, you shouldn't lean on anything that they have done. Everything about this year has been different. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to this morning, and we are running out of time. We'll take a break. Be right back after this.
Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue for any guy. And that's why I've been telling you about Mentality for years. Again, if you haven't heard me talk about Mentality, they have helped me. I was tired, groggy, just didn't feel like myself, thought I was okay, getting a little bit older, working in the mornings now, and turns out it wasn't it. It was low testosterone. And I found out by going to Mentality, you can do the same. LowTUSA.com. Go through their process. If your testosterone levels are low, you can work with them and get a customized testosterone treatment plan just for you. You go back and you check in every 12, 13 weeks or so just to make sure that your testosterone levels are where they need to be. And if they're not, they'll readjust your dosages. There's no better safe and insured medical solution available. So go to LowTUSA.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Find out more about Mentality. LowTUSA.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We've still got the stretch of 794 heading north just south of the Hone, blocking the left lane. The good news is there aren't really many backups attached to this, and once you get past the crash, you are free and clear heading to downtown. Eastbound on 94 from about Mitchell Boulevard over to 27th Street will be a touch slow past the stadium, and 4145 south from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol is a couple extra minutes on your ride to the zoo. Northbound 4145 a few extra minutes from about Highway 100 up to Capitol Drive. And checking the Storm Team forecast, rain chances throughout the day, especially later this afternoon with a high around 80, low tonight of 71 with more rain chances in the evening. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves. Are you talking about the One collection? Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart. The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment. The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's. To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
IndyCar is back at the Milwaukee Mile August 23rd and 24th. The Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend features a high-stakes NTT IndyCar Series race, and the free fan zone will be buzzing with energy all weekend long. Don't miss out on the non-stop action. Get your tickets now for an electrifying IndyCar weekend at the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250, August 23rd and 24th at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family-owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Just jump on it.
That's what he did.
Chewy, jump on it. Jump on it. Jump on it. Slow down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
The older I get, the more that clutter bothers me. If you're looking to get more organized like I was, I can't say enough about my friends over at Closets by Design. They put in a beautiful and functional closet that, of course, now I am having to reload, restock. That's been daunting, but that's my problem. If you have a problem with your organization, Doug and his team in Mequon will help you out the way they have helped me out. They're a leader in custom storage solutions since 1982, combining quality, beauty, and a true commitment to customer satisfaction. And even though Closets by Design is a national brand, Doug and his team are right here in southeastern Wisconsin. They're based in Mequon. They've got a beautiful showroom that you can visit if you need ideas for what you hope your closet or mudroom can look like. It's a no-obligation in-home consultation. If you're ready to get organized, call Closets by Design in Mequon and tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you. Have we at least figured out what the contenders are for best Wisconsin team ever? It feels like a baseline first step for deciding if the Milwaukee Brewers have a shot at this sucker if they win the World Series and eclipse the 100-game milestone. It doesn't feel like it's that many, Gabe. What do we got, a handful?
Yeah. I mean, again, are we including 60s Packers or no?
Yes.
62 Packers went 13-1, won the NFL championship. They were first in offense, first in defense. Scored 29.6 points per game, gave up 10.6 per game.
I don't think you put the 10 on there.
No.
You don't,
so I don't think they weren't dominant.
No.
They were the last team to get in the playoffs. They needed tiebreakers to get into the playoffs.
You put 96.
So I don't think
96 is in there.
And are we saying the Bucks, even though it was wonderful, not one of the best?
No, they weren't, because they weren't dominant. They were Kevin Durant wearing the right shoe size away from the run never happening, so they weren't dominant.
Is that the distinction we want to go with? Dominant. Because also Joshy posed greatest. And again, there's a lot of nuance here. You can move both ways on the spectrum. But if dominant is the way we want to go, then it does eliminate, as you mentioned, the Milwaukee Bucks title from a few years ago, the most dominant team in Wisconsin sports history. Are we making the mistake of not including any of the Badgers teams that went on to win Rose Bowls?
No,
as far as
that's not dominant.
I'm just making sure.
Okay.
I'm just doing the due diligence, making sure I'm not missing any titles that.
Whitewater?
There were some titles, yes.
Lance
several
Leipold?
titles.
If you can tell me somebody other than Lance Leipold, then maybe I'll include them.
But from a dominant standpoint, would it be worth it to figure out what the margin of victory was for some of those?
Oh, you're missing your alma mater. They won a national championship.
That's true, 77.
Not dominant though, right?
I mean, they were one of the favorites to win the title.
Oh,
that
they
year.
were?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not like they were a Cinderella that came out of nowhere. Like the Al McGuire Marquette teams were legit.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, if you were wondering, Brewers right now are second in runs scored this year. So they have the second best offense there. And then in terms of earned runs given up, they are third in baseball.
Okay.
I just want you to know that I put
that's
in
pretty dominant.
Whitewater National Championships into the old Google machine, and it immediately pulled up the 2025 NCAA Division III Baseball National Championship, which also, kudos, congratulations, not deterring or taking away from that accomplishment. I was referring to the football team and all of the years that they won, as you mentioned, under Lance Leipold, who I believe his Kansas Jayhawks are in action this week, week 0, for college football. Rex in Ixonia says, do the Milwaukee Braves from 1957 qualify?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about them.
Chewy's like, bring them all in.
If you want to
let them all in.
If you want to, give me more information on the 1957 Braves, please share. Make the case if you want to make the case for the 1957 Braves.
Justin says there were only 13 teams playing in 1962. This isn't even close. If they win 100-plus games and are World Series championships, when you take into account that they are the smallest market in baseball, it's them.
As opposed to the smallest market in football.
Chewy delivering the facts.
I don't put really much into market or expectations. It's more about, did you go out there, did you win a lot, and did you win it all?
Yeah,
that's sort of
pretty much
the way I'm thinking
But
about
to be honest with you, though, this is the distinction between greatest and most dominant. Right? And I don't think we added dominant. I think people is sort of, as the conversation has evolved, dominant has been brought into the mix here. But like the dominance thing is a whole nother level. It's like beating your opponents into a bloody pulp.
Yes.
Like there's a level of like when you step out onto the field, there is just we know we're the better team, or the way the Brewers have done it, we're going to outgrind you, we're going to outscrap you. Like there is that element to what this team has done. The stretch has been dominant. The way that they have played has not necessarily been dominant, even though you just mentioned run differential. You just mentioned how many runs they have scored. There have been a few series that have been really lopsided that have contributed to that disparity. I think it's fascinating. I think it is worth monitoring. I think it's worth keeping in mind this idea that if this Brewers team win, and again, how many wins do they need?
22. They need to go 22-17
for 100 wins
for 100
on the
wins.
nose.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just the run differential total right now is 161. Anybody have any idea who's next closest to them?
Is it the Cubs?
It is the Cubs.
Really?
And their differential is plus 117.
Yeah,
so that's 50 runs.
Yeah, and the reason I was thinking about it was largely because I was looking at the run differential of recent end of the season. And the disparity between the Brewers and the Cubs, the second closest, the last time I remember seeing this is like the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. When they were, and that's why it was like, that's a team that was used every dollar possible to construct a super team of sorts, and the Brewers are doing it.
Well, and just for whatever it's worth, pulling up the run differential numbers, they are the only two teams in Major League Baseball right now that are over 100. Everybody else is below that. The Cubs at 117 and the Brewers at 161, which again is interesting to see how the league is sort of shaking out collectively this year. I'm trying to read some of the reaction as it rolls in live. Badgers basketball to the championship but lost. Yes, so that
I feel like championship, like national championship
That's
in
the big
college,
one.
is that is the prerequisite.
They would for sure be there had they won that game against Duke.
Again, because you beat Duke, you beat an undefeated Kentucky team on the way. Like, you had the National Player of the Year. Yeah, you would be in the conversation.
It would be Brewers if they won this year, Chewy's team, and the Badgers basketball team.
We said earlier this morning, if you missed it, what our predictions are for this Cubs series. Just to recap that, Chew, you think that the 5-game series goes how?
3-2.
Gabe?
3-2.
Joshy?
3-2.
4-1. Because, I'm a one-upper.
Okay.
You didn't know what to do with that information?
In case you weren't sure what was motivating that selection. I feel like I just wanted to make sure I have self-awareness. I know how this works. We have enjoyed having Professional Construction Inc. help us with our home projects. As you might know, we're not the most handy people, but when we need help around the house, we know who to call, and that is half the battle. It's our friends at PCI. Maybe you're doing a remodeling project, maybe you have a home addition, or maybe you're thinking, you know what? We'd like to build a whole new house. Either way, the PCI team is here for you. Mike and Michelle operate a family-owned company. They believe in building relationships and doing exceptional work on your projects. They've been in business for more than 20 years, and you don't stick around that long unless you're doing a dang good job. Learn more about PCI and see their work at professionalconstructioninc.com. That's professionalconstructioninc.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Please don't misunderstand me. They played like garbage. They deserve to be criticized. The coach has every right to be pissed.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It just felt like it was a little lack of perspective-y. Matt LaFleur challenged him to be a better leader, and sometimes that's maybe going against your coach a little bit publicly and having your guys back.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, Jen Latta here, and as a client of the We Sell Group, I can tell you firsthand, Rob and Nick make the home buying and selling process easier. Right now, school's out, and that means it's the perfect time to list your home. The market is challenging and inventory is tight, but you don't have to face it alone. Rob and Nick are pros. They take the stress off your plate so you can focus on your family, your summer, and just breathe. Contact Rob and Nick to see what your home might be worth in this market. Connect today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Step right up and gaze into my crystal ball. I see flashing lights, spinning reels, and a big win. This August, you have a ticket to a cash carnival at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card and earn entries to win your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Prize drawings every Thursday through August 28th. Your fortune awaits only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports? Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
It's time for the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirits deals in town. Located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Where your satisfaction is their plan of action.
The Red Hot Brewers hit the road this past weekend to take on the Reds for a 3-game weekend series in Cincinnati. After winning the first 2 games in the series and extending their winning streak to 14 games, the Brewers would unfortunately fall on Sunday after Reds outfielder Austin Hayes hit a walk-off single in the 10th. Here's what manager Pat Murphy had to say after another series win for his squad.
It's just a reminder for our guys, every pitch matters. The game ain't over till it's over, and we, if anyone, know that because we've done it this week. We're showing signs of being human. So.
The Brewers now head south to take on the Cubs for a 5-game series, another pivotal NL Central series.
This has been the Milwaukee Baseball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But remember he said his birthday?
Yeah.
Maybe we get a little freaky.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, look at our horny little boy. Good for him. Like, everybody's so supportive of Giannis, they just kind of look past it.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
Tune into the Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. It's presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks brings you exclusive access, untold stories about the greatest stars and moments in Bucks history. Go behind the scenes of the Giannis Emmy-nominated documentary. Hear about the true origins of the Bucks and Six culture and more. Find Behind the Bucks, bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and the new ESPN Wisconsin app. Wherever you get your podcasts as well. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher.
or two. Been a heck of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to grow.
We put a couple of things on the Infinity Exteriors Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. Do you believe Craig Counsell when he says he has never seen a George Webb? 84% of people, frankly, thought it would be higher, say no. They do not believe that Craig has never seen a George Webb. Ryan says, yeah, and I've never walked on grass before. And then the other ones are rude, so I will not read them on the radio.
Rude to Craig?
Yes.
This doesn't mean you should read them?
They're inappropriate, and we're calling this growth, all right, guys? Old Jen probably would have read them on the radio, and then Joshua would have been like, can't say that. Another Infinity Exteriors poll. Who do you think will be starting at left tackle for the Packers week 1 against the Lions? 61% of people have Walker over Morgan as who they think will be starting that position. And that's where I am as well. I still think they're going to go with the hand that they know, especially against a division opponent with a tough pass rush. With they're going to be trying to get to the quarterback. They've got some talented guys who can do it. I'm with Walker, but Gabe, you think that they will turn the spot over to Morgan?
No, I'm with you on Walker.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm with you on Walker. I just think that he is the incumbent. He's going to be tough to overcome. He has that experience. I think Morgan ends up being the starting right guard.
Who's going to be the third quarterback?
Who cares?
Well, bye-bye Clifford, the big red dog.
Feels like it.
Kind of, yeah. He's the one who, he only played one series.
They like Elgersma, right?
Yeah. But, either way, one of them is going to be on the practice squad. It's not like they're making the 53.
No.
They were talking about Tyler Elgersma is having to sort of learn the rules of NFL and American football still.
Wow.
In comparison to the Canadian football that he played. Obviously, the field is different. They just have different rules. You see it all the time. The CFL, when it starts going, they have fake punt. It's
getting a point when you miss a field goal, but kick it through the back of the end zone.
Yes, it's NFL blitz rules, but played in real life. That's how Canadian football.
Do you like how motion can come downhill though?
I don't.
Oh, they get the running start?
That's a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah. Really?
You think?
You mean the hardest position probably already to play in corner and a guy getting a full head of steam? Yeah. Difficult.
I do want to dive into this at some point, guys. The way that the preseason has evolved, or I guess you could argue devolved, what are we doing? You watch the preseason because it's nice to see guys in green and gold running around on a field, sometimes at Lambeau even. But I don't know what to take from it anymore. I don't know what the value is as a viewer, as a fan of tuning into the preseason.
Well, and obviously now going to be different because you've got a son who's going to be playing varsity football, Jen. You going to go check out the JV game at all on those Tuesdays and Thursdays? Because that's basically what they were doing. It's the future of the program. Maybe you get a glimpse of a couple of guys who might be helping the team in a few years.
So you're saying if you're a sicko.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Correct.
We used to send coaches out though to see what coverages they're playing, and you can.
You're saying scouting?
Yeah. I didn't do it, but I heard people did.
Again, some teams actually take the preseason seriously.
Yeah.
Bengals are playing their starters because they want to get off to a fast start.
Because they've gotten off to slow starts.
Correct. So they're doing something different. The way the Packers do it. This week's going to be another JV game. They're not going to play any of their starters. It's going to be short. The list of people who are playing that you are going to recognize way shorter than the list of people who aren't playing.
So Love's not playing?
Can't imagine.
Okay.
No, because isn't he still dealing with the...
Yeah.
He
recovering
might
from surgery?
But he might be practicing this week. I don't know. But there's not a chance he plays in the game.
On his non-throwing hand.
Yeah. There's not a chance he plays in the game.
No.
You're not going to rest everybody in the second game only to turn around and go, yeah, let's go ahead and risk it in game 3. That's just not going to happen.
All right, I'm leaning your way. It is a waste of time.
I would make the argument, Shu, that the numbers would be down, right, if you saw the ratings for the game this Saturday. But they fill the bowl for the scrimmage, the family night practice. People love it. Bunch of sickos. Wildy and Dallas is next on ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great one, everybody.